Hey everybody, good to see you back again. I had to take a little bit of break. The other day I had quite the headache, but this is our second lesson on chakras and picking back up where we left off. So we know that there are seven main chakras. Chakras is Sanskrit for energy or for wheel, right? And so they are basically seven wheels or energetic centers that we focus on: the root, sacral, solar plexus, heart, throat, and third eye. We discussed that there are colors associated with each chakra, and again, the root would be red, the sacral would be orange, solar plexus yellow, heart green, throat is blue, third eye indigo, and the crown is violet. There are also sounds associated with those chakras, and particularly chants when you want to unblock those chakras. So the root chakra is associated with Lam, 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 Lam. The sacral, Vam. The solar plexus, Ram, Ram. So you want to try to roll your your tongue on the R, but it is Ram. The heart, Yam. Of course, the throat, Ham. And the third eye is Om. The crown is said not to really have a sound, but the sound associated with it is Ah. And it is, as in Jesus took his last breath, he let out his breath, right? And so those chakras not only have colors and chants for your meditation, but they are also associated with a um, frequency. The root chakra is specifically a 396 hertz. The sacral is 417. Solar plexus is 528. The heart 639. The throat 741. Third eye is 852. And the crown is 963. When you are trying to focus on opening the third eye, and I would kind of convince you to not start out with that, that might be a lot. But when you're working with that one, you generally combine the 852, which is the third eye, the 963, which is the crown. And remember, I said those two kind of work in conjunction. And then the 639, the heart, because the heart ties the lower chakras and the upper chakras. Okay? The upper being the throat, the third eye, and the crown. The heart is the center of all of the seven, and the heart is the tie. You find that when your heart is blocked, it stops you from being able to access the upper chakras, right? And so we try to make sure that the heart chakra is open and it is unblocked. So the crown chakra, 963 hertz, that frequency, it makes you feel more connected. It is, you'll be connected to your surroundings, you'll experience unconditional love. It's considered the God frequency. You have the ability now with the invention of YouTube to turn on binaural beats using these chakras. You can YouTube them, and I find that they work best for me when I am sleeping because, again, your brain reaches certain states. A theta state is the state that is right before sleeping. It is a very deep state, a subconscious state. It's kind of where you're in that I can hear everything going around. I know I'm not asleep, but I'm not awake. Am I awake? That stage, you know. When you're in that stage, those frequencies really help. So I tend to play them throughout my sleep, or if it's a day that I'm in the house and maybe I'm doing something, chores or something, I may have those playing in the background because you can have those playing all the time. I do know that some people experience discomfort I have a girlfriend, and when she listens to root chakras, it gives her a headache. And I shouldn't say root chakras, I should say the frequency associated with root chakra, which is 396. It gives her a headache. That could be a myriad of reasons. One, that maybe that chakra is open and it doesn't need additional healing. So the body doesn't need to focus its intention there. There are other binaural beats that you can use specifically for healing. 174 hertz, that tends to heal the body and from pain and relieve stress. 285 heals your tissues and your organs. So if you're having heart problems, if you're having liver problems, you want to do a 285. And again, they say that it is best to use binaural beats when you have on headphones because it's two separate frequencies playing into your ear and in both sides, making one tone, and it entrains the brain. I know initially when I was going through my spiritual awakening, it really took a toll on my physical body because, in the religion world and the biblical world, they say when God catches you, it's like a fish and he cleans you up and he guts you out and you kind of stop all your bad habits. Well, I had quite a few. But some of your bad habits, or I wouldn't say bad habits, I would say earthly habits, excessive drinking, maybe smoking marijuana, um, things that are an overindulgence in medicine, things that are not really healthy for the body. So I played a lot of binaural beats to heal. And at one point in time, I could literally feel it when the frequency would work on my organ. I could feel it. It's the strangest, oddest feeling. But I knew that it was affecting my organs. So you have to be kind of careful. I am not a physician, so if you are ill, please do not stop taking your medication without talking to your physician and without considering the health risks associated with such. Okay, now let's move on. So, those chakras, they have so many things that are associated with them, and as well as frequencies, there are sounds for each, not just chants, meditating chants, the Vam, the Lam, the Ram, but there are sounds like Sa, Sa is for the root, Re, the pelvis, Ga, Ga is the solar plexus, Ma is your heart, Ma. And I think that's so endearing because we all, most of us anyway, think of our mothers or our mother figure with love. So Ma, the person who gave you the most love or that you associate with tenderness and helping to facilitate your earthly journey is your mom. So Ma is the one associated with the heart. Ra is your throat. Da is your third eye. And Ni is your crown. We'll get more into those as time goes, but I'm just trying to give you a general association of what is actually associated with your chakras because you'll get, while you're looking through the internet and books, there are so many study guides toward your chakras and so many different things, but they tend to not really put them all together, which was problematic for me, right? Because when I started with the chakras, I was like, well, I thought y'all said the Sa is the root. What is Lam? And, I was all confused about it and not really realize that they all work in conjunction. We'll get more into that as we study each chakra separately, and we will. So, just so that you know, if your chakras are blocked, those binaural beats can help you with unblocking them. So can music, right? So think about, I don't know, some of your favorite songs. I love music. So one particular song can make me have so many different emotions. I can feel sad listening to the song, and the same song can make me extremely joyous. It can make me happy. It can make me feel like an intimate feeling. Each song tends to have different frequencies underlying that we are not necessarily aware of. And those songs tend to be related to experiences, and your experiences relate those to your emotions. So if you were thinking back to a time where you heard a song and it became your favorite song, you like that song, it's usually an some sort of an action that went along with that song that made that song resonate with you, right? So when I was a little girl, I did not like Freddie's Dead. And because the album cover just really terrified me. So for a very, very long time, the soundtrack doom 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 that just made me think of terror, right? And so songs that I tended to resonate with or that I associated with tended to have less of a bass because it didn't bring that emotion back up, right? So I will say that when all of your chakras are activated, you tend to be aligned with your higher self, with spirit, with earth, and with Mother Gaia, which is essentially the earth, and all of its occupants. You'll find that when your chakras are aligned and balanced, animals tend to want to be around you, come near you. You tend to attract them. You tend to attract people. People just stop and talk to you. Hey, don't you look familiar? Or don't I know you? Or just start telling you their life stories. That's usually a sign that your chakras are opening and balancing. There can be like an overwhelming thing. So I have a girlfriend and she purposely tries to close down some of her chakras because she becomes overwhelmed with the emotions of others. And that becomes more than she is prepared to handle. So she will essentially not necessarily block them, but adjust them because again, they are wheels, energetic centers in the body. And you can think of them when you close your eyes, you can picture them as wheels, as colored wheels, and imagine them opening and imagining yourself clearing any debris in that wheel out. It would be like if you were driving a car and you had wonderful new rims on the car. It's a wheel, right? But when you brake and you get brake dust and you get all that gunk on there, you want to shine up your wheels. Well, cleaning and clearing your chakras shines your wheels. It helps to get those shiny and so that they can receive and you can receive and be more in alignment with your true and desired path. I would say that there are religions associated with chakras, and traditionally, Christianity is not necessarily recognized chakras. I would say though that a lot of spirituality bleeds into religion and religion bleeds into the spirituality. I think spirituality is more of the worshiping of God without the, so to speak, traditional set of rules. So, and by traditional set of rules, I mean, for example, if you're Catholic, then you have to say Hail Mary, full of grace, and you have to go to confession. That is the rule in that religion. That's the doctrine, right? Spirituality doesn't necessarily have those set rules. It allows you to reach into that God sense and that God self by using your third eye and your chakra without the quote unquote rules. There are many ways to assess your chakras and to handle your chakras. I would say though, there are signs that different chakras are blocked. For example, your solar plexus that tends to get blocked as a child from trauma or PTSD. Your heart chakra, it tends to get blocked when you've had your first love affair, so to speak. And of course, you get dumped, or it doesn't go the way that you think it does. So you come to this conclusion in your mind: I'm not going to love again. I'm not going to let anybody hurt me. Um, that tends to block up that heart chakra, or the need to compete with anybody and to be better than and to be more than. That tends to block that. The root chakra, again, that tends to be blocked when you have a lack of stability, a lack of safety. That and your solar plexus, those tend to be the two that need the most work in most people that I have helped and studied with, even for myself. Um, the heart as well, right? Because we can do some wicked things to our hearts, but the solar plexus and the root are where, in my opinion, you should start. It is they are not hard to clear because you can do anything. You have God with you at all times, and so you are capable of all things. You just need to take a little time out, meditate, and focus. And for those of you that say that you can't meditate, here's an exercise that you can start with. Try 5 minutes a day and sit down, straight spine, comfortable, but sit up straight. And the reason that you sit up straight is so that you don't necessarily fall asleep. It's not to say that you won't, but so that you have less opportunity to do that, right? So you sit up straight and you breathe in, let it out. 3 deep breaths. And after the 3 deep breaths, you breathe in, count 1, breathe out, 2. You say the count inside of your head to yourself. I would encourage you to set a timer for 5 minutes so that you're not trying to figure out, have you done it for 5 minutes? Is it over? Is it too long? Is it enough? Set a timer. You're going to count your breaths. 1 in, 2 out. And as you're doing this, you will find, as you start counting, that you'll think about other things. Most people do. That's okay. The point of meditation is not to stop your mind. Your mind is meant to think. You can't make it not do its job. Its job is to think. What you are trying to do, however, is to get in touch with your subconscious mind and thereby unblock your chakras and reach your higher self. So while you're doing this count, you're going to find that your thoughts may wander. Oh my God, I got to do the dishes. Oh my God, I need to answer this call. Don't get up. Just see the thoughts, think the thoughts, don't have any problem. And when you realize that you're thinking those thoughts, what am I supposed to be doing should come to your mind. And when that comes to your mind, you remember, I'm meditating. Go back to the count. You don't have to start at where you left off. Start back at 1, in 1, out 2. And do that. And you'll find eventually that those thoughts become less and less. Maybe not the first time. Maybe not the second. Maybe not even the 22nd. Right? Because you have to give your mind an opportunity to unwind. And that is what it is doing when it is having those thoughts. It is unwinding. You have wound yourself up over the day and over the week and over the year. And, for those of us who say, I can't meditate, you wound yourself up around that. I can't. Just sit with your count. And as, again, you start counting again from 1 and you do 2, thoughts keep coming. You have the thought. You don't get up and go do the dishes. You still sit. And then when you realize, I'm thinking about the dishes, go back to the count. Do that. Do that every day, 5 minutes. And when you have done it 5 minutes and you're consistent with the 5 minutes and you feel like you can handle a little more, inch it up. Maybe to 7 minutes, maybe to 10, right? I meditate twice a day, more than 5 minutes, but I've been meditating for some time. So I would convince you, be gentle with yourself. Be gentle knowing that your chakras are not just going to clear automatically if you're anything like me. Some of us don't have a lot of trauma. Some of us are here and we immediately clear our traumas and our wounds, and that's wonderful for you. But I have a feeling if you're watching me, then you may have more than just the immediate clearing. So try the meditating. After you've done the meditating, the 5 minutes of the breathing, right? Then you can try to do the chants with the sounds that are associated with the chakras. The lam, the vam, the ram, the yam, the ham, om, and the ah, right? You can do that chant another 5 minutes if you have time. If you don't, do it 5 minutes in the morning and 5 minutes in the evening. Whatever is convenient to you and for you, but don't force yourself and don't beat yourself up. This is a journey and we're here together. I hope to make it easier. Thanks for sharing. Let me know if you have any questions, any concerns, any comments. Please like if you like this video, like my channel, and subscribe. You'll really be helping me out. I love you, and we'll see you soon.